Hello everybody and welcome back to All the Mods 9 to the Sky. Now you'll see a few changes done to the area, and of course I'm now wearing a backpack. I've done a few things off camera. The major thing is there was originally a cherry tree back here. How on earth did you... You know what? I'm not going to question that right now. That fence gate is closed, right? Yeah, okay. There was originally a cherry tree back here. I'm going to eventually make a path back here, so I went ahead and took it down, which gave me cherry saplings, which gave me cherry wood. There's a few other things. Most of it's been done interiorly. First and foremost, I now have full storage in here. We have upgraded furnaces. I'll get to that in a second. I have a lot of the chipped workbenches in here. I even moved the one that was outside inside. We have an auto cobble gen. This has been so helpful with me grinding up materials. It makes stuff so much more fast. I am going to, at one point, get one that auto, hold on. Compresses. Auto compresses all the cobblestone for me. This area has stayed virtually the same. All this storage has been moved up. I'm eventually going to have a lot of storage drawers for all this stuff, just so we can have a whole lot of storage in here. Also, we have this one, which I can't really use right now. I don't have the ability to get emeralds, but we're about to, as you can see in my inventory. I have the ability to make iron mesh. But that's going to be here in a second. There's a lot of stuff in here that I have finished. I have the copper ore hammer. I know how that works now. I had to figure all of that out. But now I can actually double the amount of ore I'm getting. Furnace upgrades. I now have a full furnace upgrade. Well, a free furnace upgrade. Up in here, I have this one, which is all fired up. These I can just claim. There we go. And then, of course, the cobble gen. And then I think here in a little while, I'll actually be able to upgrade it again. It's going to take a second, but I think I can actually do that. Also, I've made some advancements in other areas. Bounty board. I've killed a wandering trader. I will not say why I did it, but I did it. Basic storage, of course, I've made a backpack, so that is now done. Why did I pin that? I don't need to pin that. Unpin. There we go. And of course, I get to upgrade the backpack and make upgrade stuff. Applied energetics. This is a whole thing. This is a tech thing that I'll get to in a second. I've also done some upgrades to food and farming. So there's all of that. And of course, I have this, which gives me a free emerald, actually. That's nice. And then power. I've started that one. And Zycraft. I've gotten all of these because I've actually sieved sand and dust, which gives you those. So I now have that as well. I don't know what all these blocks do, but I'm just going to go ahead and collect everything. And then, of course, occultism, which came from me getting a certain type of seeds. Okay. So that was literally everything. My inventory was clear, except for the iron and the mesh. So that's a whole bunch of stuff I just got thrown in my inventory. Give me a second. Let me go put all of this away. And then I'll come back in. Okay. Now that we're done with that, we are going to quickly upgrade our mesh. Now, meshes have to kind of upgrade with you, but I am keeping a backlog. Okay. That was a lot of stuff that just came off of that. I am keeping a backlog of all my other meshes. I don't want to get rid of them because there are certain things that you can only get from certain types of meshes. Granted, the higher up you go, the better chances of getting certain things, but it's just something I'm going to want to do. But there we go. Up to iron mesh. And I'm proud to have to take a nap again. You'll also notice that the interior of the house is kind of changed. I do have plans to actually use this house as my actual like sleeping house eventually, but for right now I've kind of modified it to more so be my base of operations until I can get that figured out. I've also started a pathway out this way with grass blocks and everything for me to make a farming district. Why do I need a farming district? Because I want to get these guys off my island and this off my island, because there is a whole quest line revolving around this. First of all, there's occultism that you have to plant seeds for. I'm getting started, apparently. Oh yeah, I have iron mesh. Yep. That's a cool thing. Let's see. Where is it? There's, of course, food and farming. I have to do all of this. I've already done quite a bit of this. Let me go ahead and go through and claim some of this. There we go. Okay. So there's food and farming, which means I need a farm area for it. There's also mystical agriculture. There's this. And then I thought there was something else. There is productive bees, of course. Let's see. There's also Botania. This is a whole nother one that revolves around plants. So I'm going to need a pretty beefed up farming district to deal with all the plant stuff. I'm planning on doing farming stuff this way and probably like heavy tech stuff off of that way. And then probably the culty stuff. By the way, there is something in here called blood magic. This can be done off the back of the island. We don't look at it. Okay, so I think first things first, I'm going to want to get at least some of the pathway done. And the great thing about having this island is it gave me a great kickstart to doing everything. But this isn't the only kickstart I've had. I know I don't know a lot about tech mods, so I decided to ask a friend about them. One of my friends, Average Nerd, he plays a lot of tech mods whenever he's on Minecraft. So getting him to help with the more brain-powered stuff was a lot of help. I actually stayed up pretty late with us fiddling around with this exact mod pack in another world, so that I can learn what certain things do. So that's the reason I'm okay with going over here and doing like Botania and mystical agricultures, because I've already kind of started fiddling with them in that world. Oh! You have a friend! They're about to fall off the edge, but you have a friend. They're red. 2, 3, and that matches up entirely. Got a big circle. Now I am going to put a second, basically a safety floor underneath all of this. I'm just going to use the backlog of cherry wood I have, and I'm just going to turn that all into planks. And then we're just going to completely cover the bottom of this. There we go. Giant pink circle. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I think I might be taking these pathways and just taking them out because I may end up moving these guys back behind all of this. Now, that isn't to say I ain't going to keep these little dips here. They do add a nice break in the pathway. Don't know what I'm going to do with them, though. Okay. So, now we're actually going to be working on progression. Now that I have the start of that project that I'm probably going to finish completely off camera. Because, of course, it's going to take me a lot of grind to get the resources to do that. I'm now going to move on to trying to progress as much as I can through all of this. I don't know how much gold I actually have. I have 8 of that here. A bunch of gold ore chunks. Okay, I have 30. Diamonds! Oh, so I got my first diamond out of this. Okay. Does that mean I'm also getting emeralds? I am. Okay. Okay. Split this 4 ways. Let's go. Golden mesh. Okay. That brings me up to this. And then sometimes lower tier meshes drop certain loot more more than make sure you get drop rates. So when you go into the meshes themselves, you can see what drop rates have for certain things, which I'm planning on keeping every single one of the meshes anyway. So that's not really going to bug me. Because it's always a good idea to keep every single mesh type with you. Even if you aren't really going to use it, it's still a good idea to keep at least your set with you. Because you never know when you're going to need to upgrade or downgrade your item. There we go. And I get my buckets back. Let's go. Okay. And then since I now have a different thing for this, I can just do you and do you on top. There we go. And that replaces my need to have all of these with just 2 drawers. So I am compacting a little bit at a time. Okay, I've already got the iron. What's it going to take for the next step, actually? Gold. You're just going to need 6? Yeah. And then diamond is probably going to need 6 diamonds. Okay, yeah. You know, I could probably fully upgrade this thing in 1 episode. Yeah, I actually could fully upgrade it in 1 episode. So give me a few seconds. I'll be back after I manage to get enough lava in order to do this. Okay, so all we're waiting on is lava yet again. Also, I went ahead and upgraded the compacting drawer or the simple compacting drawer into a regular compacting drawer, which allows it to hold quite a bit more. This is actually double compressed cobblestone. So this is regular, 1 compression and then 2 compression. So it takes 9 of these in order to make 1 of those. So in general, this thing can hold a lot. Oh, finally, 1 bucket. There we go. Let's get this sucker upgraded. And there we go. There is that entire tree done. Now I gotta work on witch water and stuff like that. And then basic power and stuff like that. But that also means that we are constantly making cobblestone. That number is flying. We're gonna be full up on cobblestone all the time. Now, I do have this thing going to make 1 more bucket of lava, so I can just have 1 on backlog whenever I need it. How many you can make 512 of those, so we're good. We're not hitting the max just yet. Okay. There's that quest complete. I don't know how the heck this thing works. I think it's like a mini shulker box and can automatically store certain types of items in it. Sieving drops lots of annoying pebbles. You can store them over 1,000 of them in there, though. Right click to open up the GUI, place the pebbles inside of it, and click P at the top and set it to filter pickup. It's now place pick and will now place pick up all of the pebbles. Okay, so so you can just set it to sort through all of those and just auto pick up those items. So if I were to store, let's say, all of these pebbles in it, and pick up all, it should auto put them all in this whenever I'm sieving. Or when I'm just doing this, maybe. Will it auto put them in there? Oh, it does. So I can just do this whenever I'm waiting on stuff. And I just auto put those in my inventory. Okay, and that is where I'm actually going to leave it today. We actually got a good ways through all of this. I'm going to work on upgrading this platform so I can start doing the Witchwater stuff over here because I'm going to need a mycelium area for it and stuff like that. So I want to bring all the farming stuff over here and then I can do mycelium back at the regular base. Because Witchwater is part of a whole thing. Yeah, so I'm going to have to use that in order to make soul sand, which can be used for sieving to get nether items. So nether wart, quartz, things of that nature. So yeah, we're going to need a small space over there in order for me to do the mycelium in order to do that. Still haven't done enough coarse dirt. Huh. But I can probably do that in between episodes, and I can work on getting the diamonds needed for this. Also, the final mesh netherite. We would need a netherite upgrade. Now, is this only possible through... Oh, it can drop from mobs now. Possessed Hoglin. Okay. Of course, the bastions, it spawns there. Alright. So, the only way to get it is the way we know how, which is slaying a certain type of mob or finding it in a dungeon chest. So, netherite's going to be a long ways away, but we'll be able to get almost completely through with all of that. Which means, hopefully, oh, wrong button. Next episode, we'll be able to start on Getting Started 2, which starts us with a whole lot of stuff. This, essentially the Getting Started, it takes you through the main quest line. And of course you have all these other things like basic storage, applied energetics, refined storage. Of course, I'm more focused down here at resources, which is like food and farming, mystical agriculture, productive bees. I want to have an entire bee island. At some point in my life. Sounds like something I need. And then, of course, Botania. This is actually my first time seeing this mod. And it actually looks very interesting to me. Of course, me being somebody who really loves flowers and dealing with magic and stuff like that. There's mana in this? That's cool. Okay. Floral fertilizer. Use the power of flowers of Botania. You'll need mystical flowers. To get mystical flowers, you need floral fertilizer. It can be crafted with bone meal and dyes. Huh. Okay, so you just need a certain type. We have a whole lot of pink dye on deck. If I can just get enough bone meal, then we can just bone meal the crap out of some of the petals up here. And these guys, I think, actually turn into pink dye. If I'm correct. Why did you go into the dank? Let's do that. Okay. Let's do that. But yeah, these become pink dye. So if I can get up enough bone meal, I can probably just bone meal one of these really hard. Because I can't actually do this anymore. to those, so that case. Do I have any bone meal? I don't think I do. If I do, it's probably in some random box somewhere. But that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!